Today we are going to study the famous story Shroud written by Munshi Premchand. Munshi Premchand once remarked in Hindi, I quote, जिस बंदे को पेट भर रोटी नहीं मिलती उसके लिए मर्यादा और इज्जत ठोंक है. Munshi Premchand is popularly known as the Upanyas Samrat in Hindi. He was an Indian writer, novel writer, short story writer, and dramatist. He was born in the year 1880 at 31st July in the village namely Lahmi, that is near Varanasi. He is the famous writer of the early 20th century. He passed away at 8 October in 1936 by serving the people with his great writings. His birth name is Dhanpat Rai Srivastav, and he wrote under the pen name that is Nawab Rai. He wrote his all writings with his pen name. Finally, his name is changed to Munshi Premchand. His first name Munshi is an honorary prefix given by his lovers in the society because of his quality and effective writings. As a Hindi writer, he wrote approximately dozen novels, 20 50 short stories, numerous essays, translations, means he translated a number of foreign literary works into Hindi language. There are so many short stories. अदीब की इज्जत, बड़े भाई साहब, बलिदान, बेटी का धन, बूढ़ी काकी, क्रिकेट मैच, दुनिया का सबसे अनमोल रतन, दुर्गा का मंदिर, घास वाली, गुप्त धन, हिंसा परमो धर्म, ईदगाह, ऐश्वर्य नया, कफन, लॉटरी, मंत्रा, नमक का दारोगा, NASA. And his famous novels are, that is in Hindi, Asar-e Mabit, Devtana Rahsya in Hindi, Prema in Hindi, Hakrumama Okum Habab in Urdu, Krishna, Ruti Rani, Soje Watan, Vardhan, Jala Isar, Seva Sadan, Bajare Hussain, Prem Ashram, Kosa Fiat, Rang Bhumi, निर्मला, कायाकल्प, पर्दे की मजाज, प्रतिज्ञा, बेवा, गबन, करम भूमि, मैदान अमल, गोदान, मंगलसूत्र. That remain incomplete in the last. Now I come to the story, the Shroud. The Shroud is the story of three persons, namely Gisu, Budhiya, and Dhania. This Shroud that was written in 1935 is the last story by Dhanpat Rai Srivastav. We believe that Kafan is the best Southern Asian story written in any language. The harshness and bleakness of the story, the utter awfulness of the two characters balanced against the sympathy we are forced to feel for them, even a sort of morbid comic effect, how far beyond the achievements of Premchand's previous stories. There is an extraordinary final scene at the wine house in which the whole human condition seems to be held up for reflection in the light of the sky, spread on the ground cynicism, touches of compassion, absurdity, the wild mood swings of intoxication. What happens in that scene? That they reach to the toddler house, they take the beer, and they forget the death of Budhya. They enjoy the drinking, and after intoxication, they are reminded of the past activities, the past scene, in what manner they enjoy the party. The scene becomes a stage for Gisu and Madhav's last drunken dance, under a sky full of coldly brilliant stars, before an audience of desperately poor peasants. as they sing about murderous beauty and the gallants of her eye. Here Premchand present the inactiveness of these two persons, Gisu and Madhav. In this Shroud by Premchand, we have the theme of selfishness, traditions, honor, independence, guilt, self-importance, gender roles, and responsibility. Premchand may be exploring the theme of selfishness. For Gisu and Madhav appears to be more concerned about their own well-being than they are of Budhya's condition. She died away in childbirth. Both father and son failed to take care of that lady. When she came to in their house, she started to manage their house. But when she was about to give birth to a baby, they were passive, they were inactive, they were insensitive to the sufferings of that lady. Neither man was being concerned enough to check on Budhya as she lies dying in the hut. What is also interesting about both Gisu and Madhav is that they feel as though they deserve to be better off than they are. That is the insensitiveness of both the characters, Gisu and Madhav. It is as though both men feel as they are owed to a certain lifestyle by the world, something that is noticeable by the fact of the Gisu begs for money for Budhya's death when the reality is there was nothing stopping him from preparing himself financially for Budhya's death. See, in their condition, they were so much inactive or passive, they do not have money for purchasing the shroud for the dead body. That's why they go for begging the money for the purchasing this shroud. That is the pitiable condition of these two persons. The work was there for the both Gisu and Madhav, but neither man was prepared to do it. Enough work, but then they were not interested to do any work. They were lazy. Rather, both men preferred to live life there as their idlers. The shroud itself may also be symbolically important as Premchand may be introducing it into the story to highlight to the reader the sense of tradition that exists. However, tradition is not followed due to the fact that Gisu and Madhav decide to get drunk rather than buy this shroud. See the necessity of the both persons. They get the money for the shroud. Instead of purchasing the shroud, they could go to the toddler house, the wine shop, and they purchase wine. They forget the tradition of funeral or the burial of the dead body. Not only have this been dishonorable to Budhya while she was alive, but are both men also dishonor her memory by not buying a shroud for the cremation. Budhya appears to have done all the work while Gisu and Madhav sat around and done nothing. It is as though Budhya was treated as no more than a slave by both men, possibly because she may have been considered inferior to both men due to her sex. If anything, it would have been seen that Budhya had no independence, filled a role that was expected of the women. Premchand also possibly suggests that the role of the female within a marriage or family is to be subordinate to the male. She is not free, she is not independent. All the time she is subordinate in the family, in the marriage. The writer may also suggest that money can bring independence. After Gisu gets the 5 rupees from begging, he is able to take the control of his and Madhav's life and do as he pleases. It just happens to be the case that Gisu and Madhav decides upon acting selflessly and rather than buying the shroud for the Budhya. It is also while drinking that Gisu begins to change character, somewhat believing his own self-importance, something that is probably driven by the fact that Gisu is getting drunk. He makes unrealistic promises that he cannot fulfill to Madhav, who is also getting drunk, as much believe his father. The guilt the Madhav begins to partially feel about not purchasing the shroud may also be significant as it only lasts a short time. Again, Madhav has numbed himself sufficiently from reality that thoughts do not last and also they take on little significance, which may be the point that Premchand attempts to make. They do not care. He may be suggesting that the alcoholic can numb and rituals for a short period of the time. However, it cannot completely divert an individual person away from the realities of the life, the responsibilities of the life. Madhav may be full of remorse for his action, but we do not see that he feels remorse in the story. The end of the story is also interesting, as Gisu's words to Madhav may be based on Gisu's own selfishness. Despite telling Madhav that Budhya is in a better place, she goes to heaven. The reality is that Gisu cannot really know if that is true or not. He is more preoccupied with getting drunk than consoling Madhav in any meaningful way. Likewise, Madhav is a willing listener to his father's word and easily forgets the death of Budhya. About Budhya, the more he drinks, the more that he takes wine. However, the reality is very different. Madhav has a responsibility to Budhya which he has not honored due to his and Gisu's selfishness. If anything, Madhav prefers to get drunk with his father than prepare Budhya's body for cremation. It is the negligence of the husband to wife. Just as Budhya may have been abandoned in life by Madhav, likewise in death he is being abandoned. With Ghisu assured that he will find the money again for the shroud, and Madhav believing his father will be able to do so, the incessantity of father and the son. However, the reality may be different. People may be tired of Gisu's and Madhav's actions, realize that they would be foolish to give any money to either man. Even if they do the right thing on the second occasion, it is not sure. In this manner, we see in what manner Premchand presents the three characters, Madhav, Gisu, and Budhya. The story shroud is also a symbol of poverty. When the people are poor, they go to the wrong practices, they become insensitive to the sufferings of the people, and they do not care to their family members. Thanks.